Welcome to Grumpy Brit in the Philippines. Well, this morning I did I suppose, a tongue-in-cheek video on British expat in the Philippines as a reminder to us all that we don't need to always roll over and become a victim of living here in the Philippines. Being away from Nagilian, it's giving me an opportunity to sort out some things for myself. It's giving me an opportunity to catch up with some new friends, and it's enabling me to understand more about what really should be happening and what maybe shouldn't have been happening in life here in the Philippines. I mean, I've been here 10 years, so you'd think the rocks would have settled now and I would have got some kind of connection between them, but none of us are perfect. But what I will say is that I think it's a little unfair when I have my thoughts of the day that you somehow weave in the idea that I'm somehow sending some clandestine message to Jane, which is not true. These are my thoughts. They have nothing to do with my current or my past situation. My current situation is I'm living here in a different province. I've been away for just over a week. I'm on holiday, for God's sake. That's all I am. Yes, there are people around me that could hopefully turn out to be a good opportunity to move on. Or maybe they aren't. Who knows? None of us know. I mean, how many friends have you got that you met one week and then maybe a week or so later you're thinking, maybe they're not for me? These are things that everybody feels. And to somehow suggest that I'm maybe having a dig at Jane, that's not true. You cannot possibly spend 10 years with someone without having ideas that are molded by your own environment and also your time with that person. But also, in these videos, it's not a dirty linen channel. It's not one of those things where you see on Facebook where people are rubbishing the other party or they're praising the other party, or they're putting hearts and, I'm in love with my husband, all that sort of stuff. If I need to tell someone that, I'll tell them directly. If I need to tell someone I love them, I will tell them directly. If I don't get on with them, then they won't end up being my friends. If I do get on with them, they may end up as a lifelong friend. I have some lifelong friends. And the whole idea of coming across with my thought for the day is when I step out of wherever I am and I choose to sit in this rather charming little, traditional hut, it's a moment in my life where the thoughts come together with an attempt to pass on something useful for each day, something to ponder over. It might never affect you, but nevertheless, you're interested. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching. And that's the point. There are people who've messaged me and said, "Oh, John, you put me off coming to the Philippines." I'm going, "Oh, no, that's not my intention." What I'm saying to people is to beware that it's not like living in the West. It's not like moving from north to south or east to west of where you used to live, maybe in your own country. It's a completely new planet. Things, rules, regulations, attitudes, traditions are all different here in the Philippines. They're unique to the Philippines in many ways. And for those that say, well, I've been here 3-4 times, I'm coming back for the 5th time, That's not understanding the Philippines. That's coming on holiday. I've done that. Gone to Spain every year, or gone to Italy every year, gone to France every month. That is not living in the Philippines. That is not having a relationship. There are husbands out there that are married to Filipinos. There are husbands out there that come back once a year. They spend a few weeks, maybe a month, with their wife, and then they say goodbye, and off they go, back to make more money. And again, more money to send back to their wife, naturally, she's their wife, to help her through her year-long absence of you. And I liken that to somebody maybe who is maybe working on ships or away on oil rigs. He cannot be hopping home every weekend. So therefore, he only has a certain window of opportunity to come home and spend that valuable time with his wife. Again, it's not a normal, everyday husband-wife situation, but it does go on here in the Philippines. My question, of course, is if you're away for your wife for 1 year, the temptations that might come across during your absence from her, it's almost, it could be seen as an opportunity to have one foot in one bucket and another foot in another bucket, if you get my meaning. In other words, are these guys living a double life? Are they really telling their wife in the Philippines that their day is so full that they have no other time to socialize, be tempted? I don't know. All I can say is that if you listen to the stories, you listen to the words that are sent to you in emails, you listen to common sense, you'll tell you that these kinds of relationships don't often last the full length. And just like mine, 10 years. How did I know? I didn't until the clanger was dropped on my head. And yes, she had another person in her life. You know, I admit, it was a shock for me to find out that she was in love with someone else. Okay, what do I do about it? Go in a corner? Huddle up? Well, I focused on what was there. I focused on the girls. I focused on the dogs. I focused on the house. And I stayed focused on that. But was that enough? Probably not. Was I foolish? Probably, yes. Does it mean that I'm always foolish? Again, probably, yes. But the point that I'm making is you will find a Filipina. They never take responsibility. And I know I'm talking in general terms. And I'm talking from my position, my knowledge, my understanding of life here after 10 years. I listen to other people's reasons for why they've split, why they've gone this and why they've done that. And they won't admit it. They always want you to admit you're wrong. They always want you to somehow to admit to something you really haven't done. But some of us, I suppose, will say, yes, darling, I put my hands up. I did it. I'm sorry. Now, what you do by doing that is you sell yourself short. Why admit to something you haven't done? Sure, you can make mistakes and say the wrong thing to people. And that way gossip generates gossip, jealousy, rage, all those things come. And who best to handle that but a Filipino? They love drama and they love power. A lot of them like the power. They like to control you. You know, it's not unusual to find women out there that are like that. Now, some men like a powerful woman. Some men thrive in that environment. I don't think I do. I will tolerate it for a long time because I'm stupid. Remember, I am stupid. I do realize that. But we sometimes love the woman, and we, through the love we feel, even if it's not reciprocated, totally how we want it to be. then what happens is that you go along blindly, accepting things as if it's normal. So that's my thought for this morning. And I just hope that you enjoy watching and you give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And no, we're not monetized here. I haven't got my A into G yet. I will eventually, because we've got pretty good numbers on this channel too. So hang in there, guys. I think you probably still get the ads anyway, but I don't get anything out of it except the enjoyment of reading your comments each day. Bye now.